The International Space Station, ISS, the crown jewel of human engineering, was never supposed to face a threat like this. Not a meteor strike, not a system failure, not even a diplomatic breakdown between space agencies. No, the true enemy turned out to be mold. Mutant, microgravity-enhanced, aggressively expanding, nightmare-inducing mold that defied every cleaning method ever invented. Today's episode dives into the full horror story, how a simple patch of fungus evolved into the ISS's most catastrophic crisis. Section 1. The stench that started it all. It began with a smell, a musty, damp, earthy odor drifting through the station's ventilation system, something that had no business existing 400 kilometers above Earth. When astronauts opened a panel, they found a fuzzy patch of mold staring back at them like a cosmic prank. They cleaned it, they disinfected it, they celebrated. Then it returned, 3 times larger, growing in chaotic, floating branches that drifted like ghostly tentacles. In microgravity, mold didn't behave normally. It grew in all directions, spreading as free-floating orbs that ignored walls, surfaces, and every cleaning product NASA had sent. Section 2. NASA enters denial mode. When astronauts reported the regrowth, NASA responded with their favorite protocol, calm denial. They suggested the crew wipe the area gently and monitor the situation. ESA demanded high-resolution photos. Roscosmos casually blamed humidity, which made no sense in orbit. The mold continued spreading into sleeping quarters, clinging to walls, drifting into electronics, and even forming a small cloud near the exercise equipment. One astronaut swore the mold moved when he got close. NASA refused to add that detail to the official log. Section 3. Mutation in microgravity. Mold on Earth grows in predictable patterns. Mold in space becomes a biological supervillain. The ISS strain mutated into complex filaments that twisted midair, absorbed moisture from astronaut breath, and expanded toward heat sources. The crew watched in horror as tendrils formed spherical clusters that pulsed with each airflow shift. Scientists on the ground were fascinated. Astronauts on board were terrified. Samples taken for analysis began growing inside sealed containers, cracking a plastic vial. NASA denied that too. Section 4. The cleaning war begins. As the infestation accelerated, Mission Control declared an orbital biohazard priority event. Translation: no one knew what to do. Specialized chemicals were launched aboard the next cargo flight. Instructions warned, avoid contact with skin, eyes, and any structural materials. Encouraging. Astronauts scrubbed for hours each day, using tools designed for extreme sanitation. They became cosmic janitors trapped in a floating metal cylinder of fungal nightmares. The mold kept returning stronger, like it was learning. Section 5. The discovery that froze everyone. After weeks of battle, the crew believed they had finally contained the outbreak until they opened a panel in the Russian segment. Behind it sat a mold bloom the size of a suitcase, thick, swollen, and pulsing slowly like a breathing organism. The astronauts froze. Roscosmos declared it non-threatening. Despite the fact it looked like something from a horror film, the extraction took 6 hours, involving containment bags, emergency vacuums, gloves rated for alien pathogens, and lots of screaming. Section 6. The meltdown at Mission Control. Back on Earth, engineers panicked quietly while pretending everything was under control. Meetings stretched late into the night. Scientists debated whether the mold had developed rudimentary environmental responses. One specialist suggested the fungus might be evolving to exploit microgravity. Another proposed that the humidity levels created by breathing humans were acting as unlimited fuel. Several experts recommended abandoning the affected module entirely. NASA rejected the suggestion. The Russians laughed. Section 7. Counterattack. The mold suppression protocol. A multi-agency task force eventually produced an aggressive plan, a full station mold purge. Air circulation systems were reversed and isolated. UV sterilization units were run at triple power. Chemical cleaners strong enough to dissolve fingerprints were applied to every surface. Some astronauts wore makeshift hazmat gear fashioned from repair material. The ISS smelled like a combination of hope and toxic chemical. Section 8. The mold fights back. Just as the crew began to see progress, the mold staged its comeback. Floating spores regrouped around warm electronics. New growths appeared in the systems rack. A fuzzy blob drifted above an astronaut's pillow. One sample container ruptured from internal pressure. Everyone panicked. A cosmonaut calmly said, "This is normal," which made everyone panic more. Section 9. Final showdown in orbit. After months of battle, sleepless nights, toxic fumes, and questionable cleaning strategies, the astronauts staged one final coordinated purge. This involved shutting down non-essential power, sealing half the station, deep cleaning the ventilation system, and manually vacuuming spores from the air. The operation lasted 14 hours. Everyone suffered. The mold suffered more. Ending. The mold that nearly won. The ISS was saved, but the scars remain. NASA rewrote its sanitation manual. ESA called for better humidity controls. Roscosmos blamed American snacks. The astronauts returned home forever changed, telling stories of mold that floated, mutated, and resisted science itself. In a sealed Earth laboratory sits the infamous ISS mold sample. Still alive, still evolving, and still terrifying every biologist who studies it. Humanity survived the great ISS mold crisis, but the mold is just getting started.